I'm sorry.
Hello. Yes, Kai.
Yeah. Yes. Can I share this online? Can I share it?
Want to
Okay.
share something?
I would like to share this.
Screen?
No, I would. Okay. Okay. Perfect. It's okay. Thank you.
All right. You see the screen now, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Hello, everyone. So let's start for the section today. And yesterday we talked in general about revenue management and introduction. So someone is not joined yesterday, it's fine. You can watch the video on YouTube channel. All right, so today we're talking about hotel data, statistic, analysis, and benchmarking. This topic is also very hot nowadays about the hotel data. And you may know that, we are now at the digital age, right? So that the data is, people call it like a gold, or even more than gold, diamond, something. And then the hotel is actually having a lot of data, all right, in the different sources. But I'm not sure if you know about that, all right? And if you know about that, do you know how to use it effectively so that you can have a analysis and you can see the insights about the customer, about the business. All right, so today we will discuss the importance of the data, and then you will know where the data has come from in your hotel, okay? And then how you can handle the data. It will help you to understand the business, to understand the customer. All right, so this is the main topic for today. So you know that like we on using the data, especially in revenue management, we use a lot of data because when we do the forecast, we do the budget, we are not able to just say, hey, according to me, as my point of view, as my assumption. In general, in this kind of statement is not the way of revenue management is talking about revenue management. Okay, so usually we will base on the data, the facts that we have, so that we can, based on that, we do the forecast or we do the business plan. All right, so you can use the data to understand the insights. All right, the insight here in the view of customer and in the view of the business. All right, and then you use the data for the strategic planning, do the forecast, to do the budget, and then financial planning, business plan, and market research. So this kind of activity, you need to work with data. So you see that the data is very important. All right, so next, so now let's discuss. So do you know, like in your hotel, what the data is come from? I mean, the source that the data come from in your hotel. Can we discuss a bit about this? Can someone share with me? You can raise your hand or can open your mic.
Yeah, I think the data may come from the operations. All the data the operation this may come from the FO when they check in, check out, and reservation team.
All right.
Yeah, and sales team as well.
All right, but then that one should be stored in the system, right? All right. So you talk about the front desk reservation, So usually the data is come from that department, but they need to input the data in the PMS, in the property management system, right? Okay, anyone else want to share?
Yes, from CRM also.
Okay, customer
Relationship management, yes.
yeah. All right, that also one of the source. Then other else from
some of
PMS.
the important data maybe you can get from tourism department as well.
From where?
Tourism department.
Tourism department. Okay, tourism department. Okay, that's one of the source. But that one is outside of the hotel, not in the hotel.
Yeah,
right?
outside the hotel for you
Yeah.
to get the information from your competitors.
Correct. So now here we are discussing in the hotel. We talking about within the hotel. From what kind of resources you have in the hotel to get the data. How about from the website of the hotel? You think we can get something over there? Do you do your hotel is actually using Google Analytics or not? No. Wow. Nobody know about Google Analytics. All right. So could be from your Facebook hotel Facebook website. All right. So these are the technology that the hotel is using, and the data resources is come from the system. All right. So this I'm not sure if you're familiar with on this technology system. Okay, we have in the hotel we have the center system we call property management system. All right, PMS. And then we have the other, I can call it like a satellite software that can connect, integrate with the PMS. All right, so that they can exchange the information. Okay, exchange the data. So we have like channel manager, we have internet booking engine, we have central reservation system, revenue management system, okay, sale and catering, accounting system, CRM, reputation management system, business intelligence. Okay, so these are the sources that you can get the data for the hotel. Depends on the hotel, which system you are using. Okay, beside that, it could be come from the website of the hotel. And then the media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All right, so those data is actually you actually interact or you use it every day, but you don't know that there's a lot of data on that system can help you to understand the customer, what the customer is actually their behavior on that system. Okay, on the data is telling you something. All right, even that under the figure or that under any like they put a review or something like reputation management system. They can collect on the reviews of the customer on the internet. All right, and then they put it in the reputation management system. Then they translate it, okay, from different languages into like the default language, like you choose like English or you choose by Vietnamese. So they translate all the reviews in the different languages into English for you. All right, so you will know like, hey, what people are talking about a hotel. They are talking about us good or not good. If good, so we good in what? We good in service, we good in the property, architecture, we good in location or something. Yeah, so this kind of data is actually around and on the internet, on the system, there's a lot. Yeah, but the thing is, if you don't know that exists and you don't know how to use it, so you cannot understand or you cannot use it properly. All right. So how we handle the data in the hotel. All right, because I trust that many of you here maybe not really have the experience before to work with the data, because maybe it's not interested with your job, because maybe your job's not related. But revenue management need to work with the data a lot. So how we can handle it? Usually we will find the source of the data. Let's say we want to get the data from the PMS. Then we need to extract on the raw data. That means from the report, okay? From the report on the PMS, and then we can extract it. And then we put it in the Excel file. We do the data consolidation. Okay, after you consolidate all the data in the Excel file, you need to do the step of clean the data. All right, you make the data, clean. Because why we need to do this step? Because when you work with the raw data, right? Usually is sometimes like a mess, because maybe people is actually from reservation, from front office. Sometimes they input the booking, they can make the booking, or they put the data in the system wrong, or is incomplete. Okay, it's incomplete. So that's why we need to do a step of cleaning that data to make sure that all the data have the right structure, full information to do the analysis. All right. And then the next step, you will do the data structure. After you clean everything, the raw data, all right, so you need to structure the data so that you can visualize that data, become an actionable report. All right, so that you can see, all right, on the report, you can see, oh, okay, with that data, with that figures, we can see on the data visualization, we can take the further action. We know what to do. All right, so this is what I call is the step for you to handle the data in the hotel. All right. So I want you to have an example. So this is one of the dashboard that I make it by myself. All right. So during my work as a revenue manager, I use a Power BI. Is one of a very popular business intelligence tool in the market, and they are actually free. All right, they got a free version. You can try it later. Okay, they call Power BI. I can show you how it works. Let's say after I get on the data, I do on the step of collecting, consolidated, cleaning on the data, structure it, and then this is what I visualize for you to have an example. Okay, this is the video I just recorded for you to see. All right, so let's say you just choose the period of time. All right, you can choose the day, the year, the month. All right, then immediately the other figures, okay, will change. All right, look at the year. All right, you see all the data is changing. You look at the year, look at the quarter, look at the date. Room cell, room night, reservation, room zone, ADR on the KPI that I need to know, to have a view about the business. So I just put in this dashboard. All right, you see this is by nationality. You just click on any nationality. So the data will come. Let's say click on here. Okay, is there 173 reservation room zone?
Sorry,
Yeah.
do you use is this Excel or software specific for the revenue management?
I use this one. I use Power BI, Power Business Intelligence, Power BI.
Power BI.
Yeah, you can later search with Google.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. So you see that this is what we call data visualization. So when you visualize in this way, you see that you can read on the data in the way that you can understand the insights of the business. Let's say here you got number of reservation, room zone on the left-hand side, the ADR, the lead time. Okay, that means the lead time, that means how long, okay, the guests make the booking in advance, how long in advance. Average length of stay, total packs, so I mean total guests, total revenue, room revenue, F&B revenue, travel, that means total revenue per occupied rooms, and then total revenue per client or per guest, per customer. So these are the key KPI that revenue management usually work with. So that's why I put in a dashboard like this. And then when I want to see, like, let's check whether Vietnam nationality, how much they contribute. You just click on Vietnam. And if you want to see, like in Australia or Russia, you just click on that nationality you got on the data about them. All right, this is the way that we understand the customer. We call it insights. All right, the next one, this is cool. This is also from Power BI. All right, the same. No, worry, sorry. I just want you to see this one. I want to explain this point for you first. In this way, you see there's under Vietnam over here, there's a blank, all right? This is because of the data. We clean the data, but this one, a lot of money, there's no nationality over here. This is because when we input the reservation in the system, the reservation team forget to put the nationality on the front desk. I don't know. So you see, this is one of the things that we need to clean. That's why we need to clean this one. So usually if we cannot identify, because this one is a historical data, you cannot change, right? But for those is not able to identify, then you just put like others or something, others, all right? We need to name for it. And then we need to put in the explanation in somewhere that, okay, because we cannot identify which data, the source of this data, where does it come from? So we just put in the data, the other, all right? So this is one of the example that I want to bring up for you to get attention, okay? And if you don't clean the data, you see a lot of, data, there's no name over here. Okay, so this one we need to do a lot of cleaning data, unless your hotel, the staff, actually reservation staff, is making the booking in a very correct way, professional way, correct way, so they have full information. Otherwise, they will have a lot of error over here. All right. So next. Okay, that's the same dashboard, but that's presented in a different way for you to see very cool one, right? So here you see that I already put the other over here. All right, so this is the function of the tool, the Power BI tool that you can use. All right. All right, you see that this is something that, you know, will make your job is like more interesting working with the data. You know, if you just look at the Excel file, the chart on the Excel file, maybe it's not really interested good enough. Okay, like this, right? So this is the way that revenue management, you know, we try to do something that we encourage ourselves to work with the data. We need to present in this way. Okay, so that's one of the example for you. So this is the analysis for day of week. You see, day of week over here. Okay, you can see, okay, which day of week, okay, weekday is high or weekend is high. You can see from here. All right, so that's about the hotel data. And now we're talking about the statistic and analysis. So anybody is actually have a question about the hotel data so far before we move next?
Yes, I have a question. How
Yes.
do you put your data to the software that is connected directly to PMS?
No, for this one, I just export the raw data from the TMS, and then I put it in Excel. I import the Excel file into Power BI.
Okay, so it's not I mean,
It's not integrated with the PMS.
okay.
But of course, if you know this kind of technology, or we can do connection in integration. But for this kind of hosting is very simple, and not many hotel in Vietnam, or maybe independent hotel and resort, they usually not really have the ability to do a lot of integration between the system. And you know, that's cost a lot, because you have to pay a lot of the fee also. So unless you are like a big hotel, you have the budget to invest in the technology, then fine, you can do all the integration. You can make it like automated, so that, you know, the data is just come to the Power BI, and then they could visualize on this one for you. There's a lot of, not really a lot, some revenue management system, they have this kind of visualization.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
All right, anyone else?
Hello, I do have a question.
Yes, please.
Yes, I understand that a small hotel in Vietnam, the data is very limited for collection, but even for big hotels, I would like to know if usually data analytics is carried out by the internal revenue management team, or is it usually outsourced to a third party? No,
Well, good question. I think it depends, because usually it depends on the revenue manager, right? Like me, I spend a lot of time in study technology. I learn a lot about, you know, how to use a tool, work with the data. So I know how to visualize it by myself. So if, let's say, if the hotel like hire me as the revenue managers, I can do all kind of things like this, okay, to set up for the hotel and do for to serve for the job. But then if not, if you hire revenue managers don't have this kind of skill or experience, so of course you have to hire someone else in a third party to do it for you. All right, and in the market at the moment, not many company having this kind of service, as I know so far.
well noted. Thank you very much.
All right, welcome. All right, if no question, then we move next to the statistic and analysis report. All right. So the first step in revenue management, if you want to implement revenue management in your hotel, so the first thing you need to do is about statistic. All right. So this job is very important and very basic. To me, it's very basic, but it's very important because at the end, if you don't have the data, you don't have something that you can base on that to work on the forecast, work on the budget, to analyze the insights, then revenue management is nothing. There's nothing to say, right? So the first thing you need to do on the report that you can gather on the data of the hotel in the proper way in the report. I call it like an actionable reports. Okay, why actionable reports? Because most of the reports on your PMS, okay, on your property management system, it's just a informative report. I mean, they give you the information. They got a statistic data, and then they give you information, but it's not giving you the insight for you to make decision and take the further action. All right. So that's why revenue management usually have to get the report from the TMS, and we do the report by our own way. All right, so that we can understand the data. Because if just a report from the PMS isn't say nothing to us. All right, so that's why here later we will go with more detail about the report and the analysis. So here is some of the list down for you, okay, so that you can know that if we do the statistic, what is the KPI, what is the data we need to record, and if we do the analysis, what kind of analysis we do. All right, here we have like booking curve. I'm not sure if you heard about, and then hot, warm, and cold analysis, booking lead time, booking pace, length of stay. So these are the analysis we need to do to understand the inside of the business. So from that, we can do the forecast. All right. So this is one of the report. To me, it's very important. And on the hotel should apply this either in a very complicated way or in a very basic way. You need to do this every day. We call the daily pickup report. All right. It depends on the forecast pattern that you choose. Let's say you want to do the forecast for the next 30 days, or you want to do the forecast for the next 60 days. So that means 2 months. Then if you choose 30 days, so the daily pickup report you will do for 1 month only. That means for 30 days only. You don't need to do for 2 months or 3 months. So if you choose the pickup, the forecast for this month and the next 2 months, that means 90 days, then you need to do this daily pickup report for 90 days. Because in this report, okay, you will record on the data about the segment. All right, you see here, this is the segment of the hotel. And then this is on the room night revenue, average room rate. And then this is the pickup. This is on the book. Same time last year, okay, on the comparison for you to see it in a different dimension. So you can understand how your business is movement. Let's say every day, revenue come to the office, we need to do this report. All right, then we say, hey, yesterday we pick up another 200 room nights. All right, so it's good. But if we look at the report and it's so, oh, we have a minus, okay, minus 100 room nights. If minus, that means we got a lot of cancellation bookings. If we got a lot of cancellation booking, we need to look back. Why so many people cancel the booking? Where they come from? Then we look back, right? Okay, for this one, for example, we got 23 room nights or 23 in revenue in minus. Then we need to find out why it dropped the revenue or why it dropped the room nights. All right, so this is something an example for you to understand the daily pickup report and what the information record are on the report. And then on the right hand side over here, you see the green one. This is the occupancy of the this 4 months, July, August, September, and October. If I look at this one, if I see the green one, that means there's a lot of room to sell. If someday is showing red or something, okay, it will be red or something. So I will say, okay, red, that means we have high occupancy. And if we look at the yellow, we have to see at the yellow over there, then that one is between low and high. All right, so you need to do like an overview. So in this report, you will see the overview of your business in currently and for the next 3 months, how it's going on. All right, so this is like a snapshot for you, but also in a very detail also, you see by segment, all right, by segment, by day, you can see by day also. And you can do it for the this month and the next 3 months, because this result I do before 4 months, because I need to do the forecast for this month and the next 3 months. So that's why we do like 4 months over here, occupancy overlook over here. All right, so you need to do this report if you want to do revenue management for your hotel. This is your very first start. All right, and how we do the analysis. All right, so let's say after you do on the statistic to get the data. All right, so then this is one of some of the analysis technique that you can apply. All right, the first one we call booking curve. All right, this is the table over here. This is the data that you collect. Let's say this is the reservation data. DBA is a day before arrival. And then this is ROH is a reservation on hands. All right. So this one we will, so you can do by number of reservation, or you can do by room nights, or you can say room zone is okay. Okay, here the data is showing the number of reservation by day, okay, by day before arrival. Let's say we break the day before arrival in this period from 84 days to -1 day. Okay, let me explain a bit. The 0 day over here is the check-in day. All right, the 0 day before arrival, 0 is the check-in day. -1, that means the day after the check-in day. So that means this is the actual one. Okay, this is the actual, the final actual one. And this is on the same day of arrival number. Okay, let's say in this case, 110, that means on the check-in day, we have 110 bookings, reservation. But then finally, we close the day at 100. That means there was 10 bookings was canceled or no-show. Okay, they didn't come. Maybe there's cancellation last minute, or maybe because of the no-show. All right, why we need to measure this one? Because if you look at the charts on way like this, okay, because we need to measure this one so that we can know, we can understand how many reservation will like last minute cancellation and no show, so that we can play with the overbooking practice. So overbooking, if you want to have the hotel fully booked, okay, to make the hotel full, you need to make you need to do the overbooking practice, so that when come to the check-in day, for this case, for example, if you know that there's about 10 bookings, usually will cancel or no show, then you need to take the booking overbooking for another 10 bookings, for example, so that when it comes to the day, the check-in day, so people is cancel and no show, and then we can meet the 100% occupancy. All right, so that one is very risk one, and you need to do a very proper way. So in this section, we're not talking about overbooking technique. Okay, just want to visualize for you the booking analysis. All right, in this way you will understand. Let's say before arrival, we put in the charts like this. Here, reservation on hand, and then day before arrival in this way. And usually the charts go by this way. That means before 84 days, okay, you see there's only 6 reservations. 70 days, there's a booking on the book. And then 56 days, only 10 booking on the book. Then it's so on so far until here, 110 on the check-in day. So this one will tell you the pace, all right? That means the pace, how the booking will form during, develop over the time. All right, so when you look at these ones, you will know that, okay, so before 14 days, usually we have about 40 bookings something, or before 28 days, we just have about, on the book, about 25 bookings. So that means when it comes to the check-in day, all right, it's come closer to the check-in day, we have no more bookings will be made, right? Okay, see, look at this one to understand the pace. Okay, we call this the booking pace. So if you understand the booking pace, then you will understand how the booking will form over the time. All right, so this is the main purpose of doing this analysis. So if you know that, okay, before the check-in day, 14 days, we just have 42 bookings only. So that means if you are now at the current time, you still like 20 days ahead. I mean 20 or 28 days. You cannot expect, right, 42 bookings on the book. You just expect like 25. All right, something like that, because based on this kind of analysis. So this is the way you understand the pace, and you don't feel panic if you don't see the booking come. Because if you don't understand this one, maybe you will put you into a panic situation, that because, okay, now is about 30 days before arrival, but my booking is very little. Why? I thought that we need to already have like full booking, or maybe 60 or 70% already, but now is I just half of the way. All right, so you feel panic if you don't understand this one. You feel very panic. Okay, so should I run the promotion now to discount the rate or anything so that we can pick up more booking? And if you don't have the data like this, you may not make a wrong decision. All right, and if you run the promotion in a very far in advance, all right, to sell the room at a very low rate, and then when it comes to the arrival day, you have no room to sell, for the booking that they allow, they agree to pay more. Okay, so in this case, you just need to wait until, that means the right time. Wait until the right time the booking comes. So if this one is very power tool for you, all right, to understand how the booking is formed for your hotel, okay, during the period of time. So this is the first analysis you know you need to understand and apply. Another analysis, also very popular but very powerful, we call hot, warm, and cold analysis. So on the screen now you see I display 260 days, 65 days during the year. Okay, from January to December, and put in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then the average, that means the occupancy of the hotel to close the month, closing month. All right, so average of the year, average of the year. So you see that I put here the green, and then the orange and the red. All right, there's three colors here. And if you look at the color, so for those I said, for those below 60%, I put the green. Okay, I just format in Excel file, in Excel format condition. All right, and if the occupancy from 60 to 80%, so I will put the orange, and then the red one, that means 80% and above. All right, so by this analysis, okay, I will look at the analysis and I see, okay, so January, February, March, April, we got high occupancy on the Saturday. You see it? On a Saturday, we always have high occupancy. All right, and then we look at June, July, and August. June, July, the whole month is red and orange, the whole month. So very peak period. All right, so this is very high demand. August, we see Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, very high. All right, September, October, November, December, you see, depends, you understand, you see like December also very high month, except the Sunday. All right, by analyze the occupancy like that, you will understand, okay, how's the demand, how your business during a year. So based on this, we will do the pricing strategy for a hotel. All right, for those high demand, for those high period, high month, we need to have a high rate. All right, and then for those green one, I mean the green period, you need to make a promotion or you put the rate lower, okay, to encourage and to improve the occupancy. Okay, very simple, right? The principle is very simple, but you need to do the analysis to understand it. All right, so this we call hot, warm, and cold analysis. And then you also do the same, this analysis to apply for the ADR and the RevPAR also. You also present the ADR, I mean the average room rate or average daily rate, and the RevPAR in the same way, the same format. And then you can see, all right, you can do the analysis, which period we can sell a high rate, which period we have a good rate, which one we have a low rates. And then usually, attention, you need to remember that for those like red period like this, like June and July, in terms of occupancy over here, all right, it's very high. All right, if you do the analysis for the ADR, and then you will see, this one should be red in terms of the ADR also. Because when occupancy high, I expect that the ADR also go high. But if because of any reason, occupancy is high, but then the area is going actually go down or maybe not increase, then maybe your pricing strategy is something wrong. All right. So these are the things, these are the analysis very powerful to understand your business. All right. So use it. All right. Any questions so far about the booking curve in hot, warm, and cold analysis?
Yes. With the booking curve, we have to do it every day.
Booking curve, this one?
Yes.
Yeah, the booking curve, you just, that means you need to do like a template, okay? You prepare a template and then you just put the data every day. When you put the data in, immediately the booking curve will change. All right, you can see it every day.
D'accord. Okay. And for the hot, warm, and cold analysis, the occupancy here is the average of all the, for example, all the Monday of the month, or all the 2 days of the month.
So usually this one I present for you in 1 year, because this is I do for planning the rate for next year. All right. So I need to do this analysis to understand. So what is the rate strategy that I should apply for the next year? But if for every month, you need to update the data like daily, weekly, and monthly. You need to do it very basic like that. Because when you put the data, you do the report, right? You got the template, and every day or every week and every month, you need to put the data in. Right, from that data, that can come, you can use it later. You do the statistic it still depends on you. If you have time, do it daily. If you don't have time, could be weekly. Otherwise, could be monthly. There's not a problem as long as you do it.
Okay. So, for example, here for the month January, Monday, 55% is the average of all the Monday in January.
Correct. Let's say if I put a Monday for January over here, that means on the Monday of the January. Let's say in January we have 4 Mondays. So then this is the average of 4 Mondays.
Okay. Yeah. That's all. Yes. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I have a question. So how the booking curve and it's called like occupancy heat map linked together.
No, this is two different analyses.
Yes, but I mean, like, how can insights from booking curves and the map linked together? Is there any way?
Still not understand your point.
I mean, like, for example, if you can see like 70 days later, you just have a booking by the book,
Yeah.
but and you see the number is very low, but you know that in that 70 days that's going to be summer, and usually in summer you have a very good occupancy in the history. So it means that you not panic for seeing the number, but you will feel like, wow, it's going to be okay. Is that a link we can feel?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. So if you understand the booking curve, so you will know that, okay, depend on, so where are we now? Let's say if we are still like 50 days, 60 days ahead, and we don't see any booking come, so it's fine. So it's going to be full. It's going to be high. It just wait until the time. All right. So the hot warm and cold analysis is another way to do. It's a different way to do the analysis in different dimension, different angle for you to see the business.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, you on good so far, right? You understand it,
I
right?
have the question regarding to the booking curve.
Yeah.
Why is n in 84 day, not like 30 now, 90 days something?
Okay, so this one is still depend on you, how you want to measure. So in this case, people is just put in like 7 days. All right, let's see, they measure from 0 to 7. All right, and then from 7, they plus 1 week, the 14, they plus another 1 week, the 20, 21, 28. That means they plus every 1 week, right? You see the, you see it?
Okay, weekly basis. Yeah.
Yeah, you see the rule, right? So it still depends on your hotel. Let's say, because this hotel is like a city hotel. So the city hotel, you know that, okay, within 7 days, okay, or within 14 days, the business is growing very fast. I mean, there are many bookings is come within 14 days. So that's why they need to track the 7 until the 0 day, in just 1 day like that, to see the movement in a very, last minute, like within 7 days, how the booking is formed, right? But if you are the resort, okay, usually the resort is not like the last minute booking is not really common. Usually the resort people is make the booking far, right? Because if you go for a leisure trip with your family or with your wife, a couple go for a trip, a leisure trip, you need to plan it very far in advance, so that to make sure that your trip is perfect, right? So usually people got a behavior to make the booking very long in advance. So if the resort maybe 70 days or 84 days, there's more booking. It's not like this, in this way. All right. Anyone else want to have a question here? Okay, otherwise I will move next. All right. Now next, we're talking about booking lead time. All right. Booking lead time is telling you how far in advance the guest make the booking. So average, how far in advance okay, your customer make the booking with your hotel. So let's say in this chart, you will see, this is a visualize for average like by month, all right? By month. And then you see this one is the number of days, like 40 days, 60 days, 80 days, 100 days, okay, 140 days. This is the month of the year. And see here, this is average, okay, for this month, for example, April, average 25 days in advance, average 66 days in advance, all right? So you see every month, they have a different average booking lead time. Why you need to know this one, all right? Because if you are at May currently, okay, you are at May, and then if the bookings usually make before 66 days, all right, and then you are now in May, that means you are within 30 days, but you don't see much booking come, so that means you are in trouble already, right? But if you put yourself, if you are at the January, just 7 day booking right in the head, all right? So that means if you are now like 30 days in advance, the booking still not come yet, right? It's still not, because it will come until 7 days. All right, if you understand on this one, you will don't have the panic. Let's say in this one, if you are within May and you are not have no booking or very less booking, then you got trouble. But if you are at this month, All right, 30 days in advance. And then there's no booking come, no worry. Until 7 days, booking will come. All right, so that is the thing. That's why we need to do this kind of analysis to understand the behavior of the guests, how they make the booking with your hotel. All right, so this is we call average booking lead time analysis. Anybody have a question about this? Clear?
I just have a comment, like this kind of data is really based on the history data, right? Like,
Yeah, this is on the history
yes,
data.
yes, I think it's going to be, for example, with COVID, I mean, the situation and the behavior changed, so the history data may not be valid. Is that right?
Correct, correct. Why you see, when you visualize in this way, you will see the change also. Let's see, for this year, 2017, all right? 2017, from here to here, you see the behavior is like this. But then when it comes from here, the behavior is changed. You see, this is a change. You see, May, actually last year is 66 days, but this year only 43 days. All right. Or this year, the June on just 46 days, but now it's come 104 days. Right. So this is the change. When you realize the change, you need to check it back. All right. You see, hey, why we have this kind of change? Okay, at least you understand, right? You need to look at your booking. You say, okay, last year maybe we don't have, we don't run the promotion with Australia market or Russian market. We don't have any promotion or any program to run with them. So that's why we don't encourage them to make the booking far in advance. But this year we did some promotion or something. So that's why people really comfortable and encouraged. They are encouraged to make the booking. And that's why the booking comes very early. Yeah, so that kind of thing will tell you, you need to find out why.
No.
All right, interesting.
Yeah, I have a question. The data here, they actually come from FIT, right? Not include the group booking, isn't it?
This is the average, both FIT, GIT, average. All right, but if you want to do the analysis, FIT and GIT different also can do. So if you want to do in this way, so that way, then you can understand the behavior of the FIT and the behavior of the group. You can separate it by the same way, the same way of analysis. In this case, it's the average between FIT and GIT. All right. No question else? I move next. Okay, so I think you guys just, I just go straight to the benchmarking. All right, so here, the question. All right, so if you want to measure your hotel performance, so how do you know that your hotel is actually doing good or not good? So what you base, okay, what is the base that you base on that? Let's say you are the director of sales and marketing, or you are the general manager, or even you are the owner of the hotel. All right, so when you say, hey, my hotel this month is working very well, performance very good, we have very high occupancy, so we are good. All right, so what actually base that you say that? Okay, so tell me that, okay, if you have any experience, like how you know your hotel is performing good or not good. Can someone share?
Yes, I think we can base on some kind of indicators like the history data, like year to year, or
Year to
like,
year.
yes. Secondly, is you can base on the industry. The industry may be like in the region, maybe in the country, and we could also based on the CompSet, I mean competitor set.
All right.
Some
So
based on
what concept, what report you are using now to base?
it depends on which kind of information do you want to. For example, if that is reputation report, we can base on, for example, in our properties, we have just you, and
Okay.
we compare the numbers with other 5 properties like about us. Yes.
Mhm. About occupancy and ADR, how you benchmark your hotel?
I think we also identify some of our competitors, and then we just collect the data from them by some kind of tools, and we just make a comparison.
Where how you can get it? How you can get the occupancy and the ADR of your competitor?
I have no really clear idea about it, but I think they have a tool with is from some agencies to be based on it.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. All right. But as I know so far, there's no third party can give you that number. All right. Anybody else want to share on this? Valerie?
I'm not sure in Vietnam, do you have a system called STR?
Yeah, we do.
They do share the occupancy, average, and the RevPAR for each hotel.
So they give the figure of each hotel.
Yeah. So every single hotel will update their daily performance into the system, and then they will send out a report to each hotel. So from there, we can know that the hotels, I mean, the competitors, how is their performance and how they are, I mean, the hotels against the hotels benchmark.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Beside STR, do you have any way to benchmark the hotel, or just based on the STR only?
We do have our own how to call our own hotel performance system, which we use the RevPAR and ADR and these 3 occupancy to do the benchmarks. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So how you can, so your system, how you update the data there?
Yeah, it's from our central reservations.
Okay. That means your hotel group have something share the data with each other.
Yes, correct.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. So in this class, anybody else know about STR? Wow. So nobody else know. All right. So first, you need to know how is the benchmarking report working. Okay, the reason we need to have the benchmarking report is because when you have a when you compare, right, your hotel performance, of course, if just internal, you can compare like year-on-year growth, month-on-month growth. You will see whether you are doing good compared to the last year or not. You are doing good compared to the last month or not. All right, so that one is an internal comparison, okay, within the hotel. So that easily, because you always have the data to do the comparison. But then in this way, I'm talking how you benchmark your hotel with the competitors. All right, the competitors. So how do you know, let's say this month, you're running occupancy 85%. all right? Your ADR is $100, which is good, okay? To you, is really good. 85% occupancy, $100 is good, really good. And compared to the last year, we are doing great. We grow 20% something. So you do own judgment because you know that's good because that one is better than last year. But you don't know that your competitors this month, they run 90% occupancy, all right? And they do $120. All right, so I actually encounter many cases that I come and talk to this GM, the GM of this hotel, asking, and then he said, oh, I'm very good this way, that way. And then they give me the occupancy and the ADR is so high to them. But when I come to talk to their competitor, then their competitor is actually also very proud that, okay, I'm doing really great this week, this month. And then their occupancy and ADR is actually higher than the previous hotel that I know. So that's why if you actually say your performance good, much better than your competitors, you need to have a base, all right? So this base, we call a competitors benchmarking report. So this is how the benchmarking report works. Okay, in this screen, I will show you on the figure, on the data, that like the STR report is actually working, but it is not showing this way. Later, I will let you know. Okay, so in this screen, I want you to just understand how is the calculation and how the data is presented on the benchmarking report. Let's say my hotel, that means your hotel over here. You have your hotel, and then you have another 4 competitors. In this one, we call a CompSet. Okay, this is called a CompSet. CompSet, that means competitor set. Okay, competitive set. Competitive set, that means including on the competitors, direct competitors or indirect competitors in a set that we can compare. All right, let's say you want to choose hotel A, B, C, D, that you want to exchange the information, the ADR and the occupancy, the ADR, the room zone. Usually this is the data that when you join the STR report, you need to provide the room zone, you provide the ADR, the ARR. So from these 2 figure, they will calculate on the other figure over here. Let's say from room zone, they can calculate the occupancy by take this one, divide this one. Because the inventory of the hotel is actually fixed, all right? And then you just give them input the room zone, then they can calculate the occupancy. Then from this room zone and with the ADR, you just input the ADR in, they can calculate the room revenue, all right? And from this, they can calculate the RevPAR. And then here we have 3 indicators important in benchmarking. The first one we call market penetration. Another one is average rate index. And then RGI is revenue generation index. So how to calculate it? So for the MPI, you take the occupancy of the hotel here. You divide to this average occupancy of the whole concept. Okay, this come, okay, it becomes like this. And then for the ARI, you will take the ARR over here to divide the average, okay, average ARR of the concept. And then for the RGI, you will get the RevPAR, okay, you divide the RevPAR of the concept. Okay, this is the formula, okay, to calculate all of these figures. All right, so let's say if I look at this figure, how it works. So if the ABR, so this one, this MPI will tell you how your occupancy compare with the competitors in the CompSet. Okay, your ARR over here, ARI is actually telling you how your ARR compared to the CompSet, right? And then this is the red bar compared to the CompSet. All right, the red bar of the CompSet. Right? If this one below 1, let's say in this case, you just 0.86, I mean you below 1. If you below 1, that means your occupancy is performance lower than the average occupancy of the CompSet. Here, you see, your occupancy is just 56%, and your CompSet average occupancy is 66%. So this one is telling you that your performance in terms of occupancy is lower than the average of the CompSet. Okay, so if you are like this, like 0, like 1, so usually is 1 is fair. 1, that means if you equal 1, that means it's just fair. That means you win the occupancy almost like the same with the average. Like 68, this is 66 something, so a little bit higher. All right, or in this case, a little bit lower. Okay, a little bit lower. And for this hotel, they are doing very great in occupancy. All right, because above 1, they are above 1. And you see, in this way, they 76%, why they CompSet to 66. All right, so this one, we're telling you how your performance in terms of occupancy compare with competitors, right? The same way you will look at here for ARR, right? Working the same way. If you equal 1, so that means fair. Your ADR is actually equal to the average ARR of the CompSet, okay? And then this is the red bar. Then they put the ranking in this way. Let's say in this case, in terms of occupancy, this hotel is number 1, okay, in terms of occupancy. But in terms of ADR, IRR, so this hotel is number 1. And in terms of the red bar, okay, this one is number 1. Okay, this one good in terms of occupancy is good, but the ARR is number 5, ranked number 5. So that's why their ranking of HEI is actually number 2, not number 1. All right. So this is how the benchmarking report, they rank the hotel. Okay, they put the ranking for hotel. And then here is just some information about the fair share, actual shares for you to understand. In terms of share, in terms of inventory, that means when you, how many rooms you contribute in the CompSet. You take this one, you divide this one. All right, so it's become this percentage. You take your inventory, you divide the total inventory here, so it's become the fair share. Fair share, that means you contribute the number of rooms in the CompSet. All right, so that's the percentage that you have. And then they compare, if your, let's say your fair share is 21.8, but then in terms of room zone, okay, room zone occupancy, you just achieve 18.7. So that means in this case, I can understand that that means in terms of occupancy, okay, you lose the market share to your competitors in the CompSet. All right. See, this is you lose the room zone. That means the occupancy to your competitors. For example, this hotel. All right, they contribute into the CompSet 20% something, but they gain 23.5. So in this case, they got more market share from the competitors. All right, that can say this is the way that we read the benchmarking report. All right, and for the STR, they don't present the report in this way. All right, this report I'm showing you right now in front of you now is just to explain you how the calculation of the benchmarking report is working. All right, but in STR, they want to make sure that, okay, the competitors don't know the figure, the data of each other. That means when you input your data, you only will know your data. That means your figure over here. You don't know all individual competitors here. You don't know this kind of data. You will hide all of that. They just put your figure and the average CompSet number over here. All right, and then they rank you whether you are number 1 on 5 or you are number 2 on 5. They just put a ranking for you. So from that you will understand, okay, so my hotel in this month I'm doing good in terms of occupancy, in terms of ADR, or I'm doing good in terms of RevPAR, and where we are in the CompSet. So you just know that in the STR report. All right. So by using the benchmarking report, we have the base to tell to the business owner. We can tell to the investor that we are doing, the hotel is doing good or not good. All right. So this is the way we do benchmarking. Any question for this part? Hello.
Yes, I have a question. First, the hotel benchmarking, this is only available if we have a data from our competitors. Is that right? Yeah.
Correct.
And the second thing is like, if our properties is located in a very remote area, and is there any no qualified competitor? So
yep.
Hotel benchmarking is also not available. Right?
All right. If you don't have the competitor, like direct competitors, okay?
Yes.
Yes. At the same location with yours, okay? Then you have to benchmark with the competitor, let's say within Vietnam, but the same hotel level, the same hotel segment with your hotel. All right, so you don't need to benchmark the same location with your hotel.
But the comparison is not really like.
So of course, that's one is just indirect
okay.
concept. It's not a direct concept.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Anybody else? And then if you want to get the right CompSet number, that means the accurate the exact number from the CompSet figure. So you need to give the correct figures, because if you join the CompSet, the benchmarking report, and if any hotel in the CompSet they give a wrong data or maybe incorrect data, all right, then immediately the CompSet figure is not correct. Right? If the CompSet is not correct, then the meaning of the benchmarking is not valid. Correct now. So you need to be aware of this to make sure that when you do the benchmarking, you sharing your data with on the STR, for example, to make sure that you give the correct figures. Because if you're not giving the correct figures, the CompSet figure you get also wrong. And if wrong, you cannot use it for the benchmarking. You will have a wrong analysis, you have a wrong perception about your business. All right, so this is very important. Okay.
So how do you get this information from your competitors? if you don't have STR report?
All right, good question. You know, before, few years ago, we got the practice when I was a revenue managers at Vinpearl. We got a practice in the industry that we call, that means the revenue of each hotel call each other every month to exchange the room zone and the ARR, so that we can do the benchmarking. However, that practice is not really work because people don't want to give the correct figures. Nobody want to give the exact figure to the competitors. So everybody is mark up the figures. Okay, so that's why after a while, we don't see that activity is actually valid for the community anymore. So we stop doing that. Okay, and that time STR is still not coming to the market. All right, so people don't have any way to do the benchmarking. And when STR coming, and then many hotels in Vietnam they join, but most of them is a international brand. Very little local brand here is join the STR report. That's also the challenge because most of the local hotel, they don't see the hotel chains. That means the international brand is the competitors. So that's why they don't want to exchange the figures with them, right? All right, so in the market currently, if you want to get the data from your competitor is very difficult, and we don't have any officially way to get it. Okay, unless you use unofficially one. All right, and that one, sorry, I cannot share on this one. Is because it's illegal.
All right, understand. Yeah, thank you very much for your sharing. So it means that the benchmarking here is not really work for local hotel, especially 3-star or 4-star hotel, isn't it? Because we actually don't have the information regarding to our
now benchmarking. Now benchmarking only work with a 4- and 5-star hotel, especially for the international brand. But for local independent hotel and resort, we don't use it. All right, so at the moment it's still a gap, and there's no third party in Vietnam is doing this benchmarking. So that's why I also thinking to do this business also later, because we want to provide for the local hotel in Vietnam with a tool that's really similar to STR, but for the local one, so they can exchange the data. All right, so we are developing that tool current at the moment.
Yeah, it's good to hear that from you. Yeah, I think it's necessary for the competition. Yeah.
Yeah, for the market and
for the market.
And this, you know, this information is good for you to understand the market. So you don't need to know. Actually, you don't need to know the competitor figures. You don't need. You just need to know your hotel, how your hotel is performing within the market. All right. So so to me, it just if someone is a third party can do the same like STR to make sure that okay, all the data is secured by the system, and we just set a CompSet figure and ranking is fair enough. All right. Okay. So anything else? Otherwise, I think for the section today, I cover all. if you don't have any question so far, then we may finish the session for today.
Yeah, I just have the last question regarding to STR report. So do you know how much it costs for the hotel to subscribe?
If I remember, it still depends on the first is about the room, the hotel style, I think, and then it's something about 1,800 to 2,500 dollar per year, if I am not wrong, and that number I got a long time ago. Now I don't know if they increase the price. So 1,800 to 2,500 per year, depends on the property.
It's a lot. Thank you.
So that's why there's a lot of independent hotel and resorts in Vietnam. They don't use STR. All right. Anything else? Let's see. There's some charts over here. I like the idea and joins the research. Build up a system for a local hotel in Vietnam. It will be good for local. Okay, Valerie. Yeah, I'm doing right now. I knew that the STR was Mr. Tonda really useful benchmark. Also, is collect to provide data some properties for which is the revenue analysis. Okay, Nina, just share. Nina, can you open the mic and share with us something? Why you have to chat? All right, so don't want to share on the mic, just want to chat. Thank you, Nina, for the chat. I saw it. All right, so if no one have the question so far, then we finished the section for today. So I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we're talking about forecasting and budgeting. All right, and then sell target. All right, have a good day, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Take good care.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.